Hi, I'm John Thomas, Math Department Chair here at Geneva High School. Tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about our honors and AP offerings in the Math Department, as well as some of the electives that we offer within the Math Department here at Geneva High School. Now, first thing tonight that I do want to mention is I want to talk a little bit about the regular pathway versus the honors pathway. Both of these pathways generate great outcomes for students. I've had students progress through our regular math pathway and move on to great colleges and universities and see lots of success in math science oriented career paths. And I've also seen that happen come out of our honors program. The big emphasis is we really want to make sure that we find a class that's the right challenge for a student. As we all know, there's three types of challenge. There's the too easy, just right, and a little bit too difficult. And we really want to get in that just right spot where the students experience some struggle, but they have the time and ability to recover from those struggles and learn what it takes to kind of fill those gaps and move forward. So we don't want to overplace into an honors if we're not ready for it, because then the struggles come too fast in a row and it's hard to learn those skills to recover from them. But we also don't want to underplace where a student doesn't experience the struggle that forces them to learn and reinforces some of those great study skills that they're coming to us with. So first thing, moving into talking about the honors math courses, the courses really have an emphasis that's similar but extended from our regular classes, and that is we focus on critical thinking and problem solving, proof theory and derivation, efficient use of technology, and we also really want them to focus in on communicating mathematical thinking. That's one of the hardest things, and it's also one of the things that really it's where an honors student can really shine at times, is that ability to convey complex information in a concise and meaningful way. Another big emphasis in our honors classes are understanding both the how and the why. So a lot of times we'll focus on the how for students as they're at that initial phase, but at the honors level we really want them to understand why a particular algorithm we may use or why a particular concept we're studying works the way it does. We want to develop both the understanding of the why and the how. Now, with this, we do also want to see fluency with the standard algorithms form so that in later classes, they don't have to depend on problem solving in places where standard routine algorithms can take the place. The expectations in a typical honors class, we want them to apply the theories, the concepts, and the skills to non-routine problems. And what I mean by this is they're not that standard problem that you've seen 3 times before. So when they sit down at a test, it's going to be a problem that's fresh to them, where they have to pull together ideas from multiple areas of the course and attack that problem. This really forces the students to draw connections between the content, and this reinforces the learning as they go throughout the class. With this, we also have an expectation that they're able to convey that mathematical thinking that they're doing in a precise way that's clear and understandable, both verbally and in writing. So there'll be times that we'll have them present to other classmates, or we'll have them give a written write-up for the thinking that they're doing in a particular math problem. There's also probably a little bit heavier load on independent learning in an honors class, because a lot of times these students are at the point that they are able to discover some pretty complex ideas, and with support and scaffolding from the teacher, we guide them down a pathway that forces them to generate that learning on their own. We find that that makes the learning a lot more sticky for the students, so when they're in future classes, it's still with them. And then like any course, there's regular nightly homework. A lot of times I get the question, does honors have more homework? And what I'll say is it has different homework. If the honors class is done right, it should be the same amount of time that we'd expect a regular student to work. It's just a very different problem type that hits the challenge level that your son or daughter needs. So I would anticipate if you're expecting 30 minutes a night of homework in a regular class, you'd expect 30 minutes of homework in an honors class, but that 30 minutes is going to be dealing with much more challenging problems. If students find that it's much more time than that, that's when we're starting to look, maybe they're in that spot where the challenge level is a little too high, that they're not able to grow at their maximum rate as they go through the year. So a lot of times the question is, who are these classes designed for? First and foremost, the student would need to have a strong aptitude and ability in mathematics. That's probably the number one and first filter or indicator for an honors course. Second, the student really needs to enjoy math. It's going to be a challenging and tough class, and if they don't find joy in doing mathematics, it's hard to keep engaged when the struggles do occur, which they will. And they will in any class if a student's appropriately placed. The next one is they have to enjoy problem solving. Some students really love to sit down at a math problem and work through it when they know how to get to the end. In an honors class, a student has to love to sit down on a math problem where they're not sure where to go at the beginning, and they have to truly problem solve. They have to try one strategy, get a little frustrated with that strategy, wad up the paper, throw it away, and then go back at the problem again and try it from a different angle until they get to that solution. And that's really one of the biggest indicators I see from students as far as those students that really love the honors math classes are the ones that are willing to take multiple attempts at a problem that's challenging to them. And that goes right in line with the last one here, which is the ability to persevere through challenge. Um, there are going to be times when they hit a problem they don't know how to do, and they have to be comfortable with that and learn the tools. And we do a great job as we progress them from freshman year through senior year of helping them develop these tools, but have the tools how to work through a spot that they don't understand what they're doing. If they can develop a skill set that allows them to say, okay, I don't understand this, so I need to try strategy A, B, and C, that's going to help them see the success. And that's something that a student in an honors class needs to be comfortable with, because we have to get them to that point that they're feeling that struggle at times and help them learn how to work through it. Now, that kind of descriptor really covers a good descriptor for the student that's typical for all of our honors offerings in math. We offer the traditional list of honors courses. We have honors geometry, honors algebra 2, honors pre-calc, multiple levels of AP calculus, and an AP statistics course. For a few students that started their math, their high school math very early in their learning, we do also have options that are calculus 2, 3, and beyond through the University of Illinois. One of the biggest questions that comes up tonight from a lot of people is geometry versus geometry honors. And this is honestly always a really tough question for students. And it really boils down to the following questions. And the first one is, what did your 8th grade teacher recommend? The 8th grade teachers do a phenomenal job at making recommendations for our courses. If they say that honors geometry is the right course for you, you can trust that they're setting you up for success. They've done a phenomenal job. I've worked with them for many years, and I've been very impressed at how well they place students into those classes. The next question is, do you enjoy challenging problem solving? So if your son or daughter enjoys working on tough problems and loves kind of struggling through puzzles, this is a good class for them. Do they like math? That joy has to be there, and that enjoyment has to be there as they go through. That's what will keep them in it and keep them engaged through the difficult portions of the courses. The next one is, do you have strong Algebra 1 skills? Algebra 1 is the foundation for most of our secondary math, so we need those skills strong. Regular geometry will provide a little bit more time to solidify those skills if there are weaknesses, whereas geometry honors is going to be pretty expected from day one to have very strong Algebra 1 skills. And then the last one is, how do you respond to struggle? If you're a student that thrives when you hit a struggle and you really work hard to search Google, find a possible solution, and start looking for solutions when you hit struggle, honors is a great place for you. If you hit struggle and you shut down a little bit more, then we might want to look at regular, where we have some more supports that can help you develop those skills of how to respond to struggle in a productive way and work through it. So those would be probably the questions that I would ask myself, but I would really strongly encourage leaning on that 8th grade teacher recommendation. They do a phenomenal job. And that pretty much runs us through our honors offerings that we have here at GHS. If you have any questions with regards to honors, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My contact information is on the final slide. Now what I'd like to do is switch gears a little bit and talk about two of our elective offerings we have here in the math department, and they both involve computer science. The first is Project Lead the Way Computer Science Principles. All right, this is an introductory course for students that really is just to help students get a feel for what computer science is all about. They start to become introduced to some professional grade tools. Python is their primary language. And we try and generate an excitement about computer science career pathways. I've included a link to the AP course description Students in this class, while it's not an AP class, do have the option of signing up for the AP exam with a course that's very similar to this. We've had many students do this in the past, and they've seen a lot of success on that. But that is an option for a student, but it definitely isn't what you would consider a traditional AP class. It is something that has no prerequisites. It's open to any freshman that would be interested. Sophomores, juniors, and seniors can also take it. It is a fantastic course to build excitement and start that learning process down the computer science pathway. The second course in computer science we offer is PLTW, Project Lead the Way, AP Computer Science A. This is a true AP course. We follow the AP course description, which you can get to through the QR code provided. It's an advanced course that uses industry standard tools, Java is the primary language, to further students' computational thinking and their coding skills. Now, this is attacked, as most Project Lead the Way courses, through a problem-based learning. So the students are really going to be coming up with original solutions to, in a lot of cases, student-identified problems. And that's going to give them the tools to really build that excitement and interest in computer science and set them up for a lot of success if they're heading down that pathway. We only have 2 years of computer science, but we have had in the past students extend into and look at independent studies in computer science. It's been a great opportunity for some of our exceptional computer science students to really further that knowledge so that they're ready to go as they move into whatever post-secondary opportunities are available to them. So that takes us through both the honors and AP offerings as well as our electives here in the math department. I wanted to thank you for taking the time to watch this video tonight. And don't hesitate if you have any questions to reach out. My phone number and my email are on here, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Really appreciate you coming tonight. Have a great night. Bye.